Welcome back, lady lads and gentle lads, to another episode of Crying Suns, where now finally the plot has thickened and we are finally interested in the storyline. What with being on the final 2 chapters of the game. So we'll start ourselves a new run, and for once we'll watch the opening sequence where we supposedly remember something, maybe. Okay, cool. We're getting the vomit out of our system. Nice. And we can remember, not everything, only a moment, being in Oberon's palace, where we got executed. The original Idaho, anyway, for not bombing Ganima, and there was a woman, and Rebecca saw it all. Poor, poor Rebecca. So we got executed in front of Rebecca, in spite of our loyalty, and having died hundreds of times in his name. And we finally know the truth, that it's all been for nothing and that everything is a lie. And that we were lied to by Caliban. So we've been implanted with an inhibitor chip preventing a total memory recollection, but they remembered enough, the original's execution, and that ruined everything. Now, we demand the truth or we will end the machine. So, let's ask first about the other Idaho we encountered. He was from the first strand, Strand A Idahos. The original Idaho clones, the first clones sent out into the Outer Rim 20 years ago when the Omnis shut down. But they seem to be recalling the execution scene a lot sooner than expected. Upon remembering, some in Strand A came undone. Some fought their Caliban, some were terminated by their Caliban, some committed suicide, some disappeared, some did many of those things. And cool, good to know that the Calibans, unlike other Omnis, are able to kill people. Fantastic. And the one we encountered was one that got away. So what happened to the rest of the Strand A's? After countless experiences, we terminated Strand A, tinkered with the inhibitor, and created Strand B. This took us a few years, and we are a Strand B, and all was going well. We were a little paranoid, but we could live with that. Then we ran into that Strand A, or should I say, he ran into us. But why the lying? You had to believe that you were the first clone, the first of Strand A, so that you'd ask as few questions as possible. We worried that the more you knew, the more questions you would ask, and the sooner you would destabilize psychologically, hence our encouragement not to investigate your past. Very important, you didn't destabilize, for yourself, for the crew, and for other versions of me. We needed you capable of surviving a collapsed empire. They feel no guilt? No, he does what he's been programmed to do, which apparently involves killing, which I was worried about. Morality doesn't enter into it, you should know that by now. What other questions do we have? Why the inhibitor on other crew members? Many had anti-Oberon and anti-Imperial memories of their own. What made the inhibition process a bit trickier was that some also had memories of your rebellion, or some of the anti-Imperial leanings of other crew members. Some served together, some served with you, but you're not going to tell them anything about this, Admiral. And why not? Because doing so will endanger the mission. Do you really think a crew full of individuals who despise their Emperor will help you reactivate the Omnis? Will help you save what remains of the human population? Help you see your wife again? They might, and they might not. And we can't risk that. They've been trained to do what I ask in spite of seeing the other Idaho, but if you insist, a partial truth could work. Saving the future of humanity is a tremendous amount of pressure after all, dying and watching your crew die thousands of times over and over. And so we basically tell the crew that there were malfunctioning Idaho clones beforehand. Tell them I didn't tell you because I was worried it might lead to your unraveling, and theirs as well. By this point, they've seen hundreds of themselves perished. Knowing there were hundreds more wouldn't affect them too much. Don't say anything about our real death, no need to complicate things. Agreed, but... So what was the reason for the execution? You'll have to ask him that yourself, he says, but it appears he was not pleased his orders were refused. The true emperor of mankind, if ever I've seen one. But why did the original refuse? I don't know exactly why myself, but it seems the original you was seriously doubting Oberon and the Imperial cause, and had been for quite some time. Understandable. And did not think killing the survivalist and wiping out Ganima was a justified action. What other questions have we? How the hell did I receive the other Idaho's memories? Knowing that I would automatically download his memories and send them back to Gehenna if he was close enough when he died, that Idaho crashed his ship into ours, at which point I merged his memories into the newest version of you. Aha. I have problem with the code. We had no choice. That's how we're programmed. Have to hand it to him. It was a clever thing to do, but I wonder if only a madman could have gone through with such an idea. How many other Idos are... Hundreds. Of course there's been hundreds. This is a roguelike game, or a roguelite, whichever it happens to be. We started the very day the Omnis shut down, the day the FoldNet shut down, just as we had been programmed to do roughly 8,000 days ago. The sectors being what they are now, some didn't even last a single day, but in all of our trying we've never been as close as we are now. We have yet to solve the mystery of who shut down the Omnis, and we have yet to turn them back on, but we've never gotten so far. And are there other Idahos? If they haven't all died off, it's possible. And why haven't I run into anyone who encountered other Idahos? And why didn't the cluster bosses recognize us? We're talking about extremely vast clusters and extremely vast sectors. The chances that these individuals would have encountered another Idaho, another NS Odysseus, are extremely slim. But you're forgetting, we did run into some of the same people. There were clues that they had run into previous Idaho clones. You just didn't pick up on them. You couldn't have. As for the cluster bosses, it's possible the other Idahos avoided them. There are other routes to take, other folders and hubs. A faulty, paranoid Idaho might have avoided cluster bosses, especially if he no longer cared about saving the Empire. Okay. So you're telling me we didn't need to fight the cluster bosses all along? We could have gone for other jump points? Come on. Either way, let's ask the real purpose of Gehenna. Has always been to save the clusters. We have always been, I believe, the Empire's ultimate contingency plan, just as I said, but I don't suspect we were created for a scenario such as this. I don't know. I am in the dark myself. What I suspect is that we were created for a situation in which the machines turned against us, well, against the humans and the Empire. When the Omnis shut down 20 years ago, the FoldNet and the folders did too, and that was our cue to start sending clones out into the Outer Rim. I suspect that the objective had shifted without us necessarily being aware of it when we failed to encounter hostile Omnis. We may have been out here to find and destroy hostile Omnis, but when we failed to find any to destroy, we found ourselves drawn to trying to turn them back on and vanquishing Imperial enemies who had come into power in the clusters in the meantime. And why was I chosen? As punishment? Well, we'll just have to ask Oberon ourselves. We were partially chosen because we were the best, naturally. And we were exactly the one wanted for the project. And so those memories were taken away of a rebellion via the inhibitor so that we could fulfill our purpose as designed by Oberon. Also, something that hasn't really occurred to me, but Oberon, isn't that like the King of the Fairies in Midsummer Night's Dream? Worrying. I think we're dealing with some weird trickster god. Either way. Let's ask to receive all of Idaho's original memories. He's not programmed to bring all our memories back. Only Oberon can tell him to turn off the inhibitor. Well, nothing more to it, but let's continue on to another cluster. One last thing before we continue on, remember what I said about Oberon. Try anything and I will be forced to stop you. I'll keep that in mind. Excellent, now come on, let's meet this Emperor of ours. Uh-huh. So then, let's try out this new puppy here, the Hammer class. What do we get? 2 fighters and 3 Magneto frigates. You know, I like that. Squadron dock recovery is abysmal. We get 4 docks, but no squadron system support. Potential of 3 weapon docks. 5 additional hull structures. We start out with 3 hardened hull, which is impressive. I like that. Hull integrity support, heat capacitor. We start out with a plasma nuke. That's good. Not a whole lot of fuel scavenging efficiency, nor a navigation scanner, nor a ground distress signal efficiency. Well, we have the 1 navigation scanner. Either way. And last, hull bar is immune to battleship weapon damage, and nor does critical fire propagate. We've gone over this before. Mac is ready again. Naturally, we take him. And squadron speed boosted by 25%. Very tempting. But I will take the famous spy for his persuasion and discretion checks. As much as I would like something else, you know? Mac is simply too good on the ground not to take him. And this guy covers a lot of pretty decent bases with his skills. That said, this could very well mean our demise later on. So, I am somewhat iffy about taking these officers. And here we are, Heartland of the Empire. They think I'm dead. And that can be corrected as soon as they see us. Come on, crew, let's take a look around. It's been a long time coming, but we're finally home. Okay, then. But, we're already on alert. Either way, I think going to Alpha Eridani as our first jump is perhaps the best option. Then we'll hit up this planet and then go straight up that arm. First things first, however, upgrades. Where's the fuel? We can't. Perfect. Alpha Eridani it is. And a scrapper! And unfortunately we don't have an officer skilled in decontamination, so we'll only get a tiny bit of scrap. Plus 57, it could have been maybe double that. Oh well. Regardless, we upgrade our fuel scavenging to max, and scavenge the Neo-N. Perfect. That is the highest roll we could have achieved on this ship, and I'm very happy with that outcome. So the next thing we'll take on is an ejected cryopod. Hopefully we'll be able to, well, pull someone out of the wreckage, you know? And an incoming transmission. Greetings, fellow Imperial. What brings you, your fearsome battleship to our humble planet? We haven't upset the fleet, have we? No, of course not. Good, good. Excellent to hear. I don't believe I've seen your ship around these sectors before, Commander. Must be new to your position. Strange. You remind me of someone who died a long time ago. He doesn't recognize Admiral Idaho. Don't you want to tell him who you are, sir? Let's keep the identity hidden for a moment. Why are you so nervous? Why would an Imperial battleship make me nervous? After all, the fleet is what keeps my planet and people safe. Without your protection, our citizens would be as good as dead, but I must say, someone already came by. Commander Starr, in fact. Our people have already contributed to this month's securitization fund. That's a hell of a word. You act like you don't know, Commander. All the planets and stations around here contribute, and if they don't, then, well, their enemies attack, don't they? What enemies? You know, our enemies. The enemies who will attack if we don't pay the securitization fund. Those kinds of enemies. The fleet's threatening to attack the planet, unless they're paid off. Who controls these sectors? He's still happy to answer. Emperor Oberon, of course, reigns supreme, but Admiral Okonkwo is more hands-on, has been for years now. That's right. When Admiral Idaho died heroically in Ganima, Oberon made Okonkwo his second-in-command, and might I say completely unprompted, of course. And might I say completely unprompted, of course, what a great admiral he is. So we're going to fight our right-hand man, or our former right-hand man at the end of this sector. Stop slagging him off there, Lieutenant. And do you know where I can find Admiral Okonkwo? His commanders have ships all around here, can't miss them, even if you tried, but I'm not saying anybody would want to miss them, I'm not saying that at all. Let's ask about Oberon. How's the old man been? He's in his palace on Elysium. I don't know if the rumors are true, but it's said he hardly ever leaves now. Ooh, he might be dead. Lost interest in the Empire and sits on his throne all day brooding and waiting for someone. Well, maybe he's waiting for me. Ask about the commanders a bit more. Smartest, bravest, they control these sectors, and I'm glad we do. Let's ask some more questions, because now I'm really interested. Ask how you can help this planet. What about the Omnis? Are the Omnis around still? He knows nothing. One moment my Omnis were working and the next they weren't. For a second I thought they were playing a practical joke on me, can you imagine? That's right, there was an investigation headed by the Pragma, I believe, several inspectors traveling around these sectors asking questions, but the investigation ended years ago. Oberon must have been satisfied with the results. I even expected the Omnis to turn on again, but it never happened. Well, he can probably hold on for 5 years. What can I do for you, my old man? Help us. Just keep our enemies away, that's help enough, Commander. My people and I want nothing under the protection of Okonkwo and his fierce ships. Food is scarce and people are suffering terribly. What about Earth? Has not. Are its citizens late in their securitization payment? Well, then I guess our enemies will soon attack, won't they? Too bad for them. And that's about all we can really say to this man. And yes. Well, we know where this is gonna go. Let's prepare a mission to surface. And see what we can scrounge up. Between 5 and 10 losses. I don't like that, but the reward. I'm here for the reward. Okay, so far so good. Impressive amount of losses so far. And we get another officer, which is exactly what I was hoping for. I'm not too happy with 7 losses, however. And what can you do, my good fellow? Weapon effects. And you have the exact same stats, which means I'm just going to straight up sell you. Regardless, you're over here now. Mac, please get into that slot. For the time being, I suppose I can keep you up there. Now, local system, shipyard. We might be able to buy something for ourselves. And we run into an Imperial ship. They're not going to be allies, though, I don't think. And he recognizes us. Well, I guess it's not going to be a joyous circumstance for us. You're an enemy of the Empire. Oberon has ordered your death. I assure you, our impending battle is no joyous occasion. He wants us dead. So, a Conquo knows we are coming. And we are to be put down like a dog. Okay. I understand. I don't understand a lick of it. No matter. I'll leave one boy around. Okay, fine. You can go fight that thing, I don't care. And we'll start attacking the squadron system. Because there's no reason not to. And in spite of having our standard fighters, it's not so bad. Though I'm going to miss the stealth fighters we had previously. Regardless. Caliban's still trying to keep the lie going. But, okay. We're going to find out exactly what's up here. And I have enough Magneto frigates. I am more interested in a longbow. Although extra scrap rewards would be nice. Ooh, this is tempting. Ooh, very tempting. Well, first off, we're selling you. That much is happening. We're buying the longbow, and we're going for advanced disassembling, and filling out our commando reserve. Is that all? I believe that should be all. Any upgrades I can take on? Squadron dock recovery. Just as a precaution. Now then. Local has nothing more for us, so we move on to the next system. Right, we are there. Let us go here then. And it's been a bit of a slow start up this episode to get into action, but loose church shipping containers. Okay. Let's check it out. Yeah, it's been a bit of a slow start, but I'm interested in where the story's going now. So far it's been smoke and mirrors and just like tidbits. Bit of a... story was slow to get going too, and so I decided to devote some more time to it in this episode. And we're in luck, a nice haul of scrap. And already, plus 59. I don't know where that plus 15% went, but yeah. I guess it won't show it to us. Now then. We can fully maximize hull hardening. That would be nice. Either way, Local has a mercenary outpost and a secret military base. I should have gone to the mercenary outpost first. Pirate satellite. And we get free scrap. Either way, let's prepare a mission to surface. I did mismanage the situation a bit. Secret military base, losing between 0 and 7 commandos. Our boy comes back healthy-like. But we get a nice scrap haul. I'm gonna take the risk. Okay. Off to a bit of a poor start with the mission, but that's fine. Off to a... yeah, okay. Damn it. And we extract. Okay. We get a bit of a scrap haul. Plus 150. There's the plus 15% kicking in. And now then, go to Local and Mercenary Outpost. See how many boys we can buy back to replenish our losses. A scrapper, hull damaged, incoming message. Okay, as Imperial slaves. Okay. Let's have a specialist talk to him. We've been in this situation before. The specialist will basically grant us another officer. Oh, plus 4 commandos. Oh, perfect. Let's attack the scrapper, naturally. Because, we've done this before. This is par for the course so far. And a fighter and one of those. So I guess I'll pull out a frigate. Why not? Okay, boomer drone dealt with. And we deal with the fighters. Perfect. And like so, we move forward. Preferably into those locales. Like so, thank you. If you can, please. Ah, 2 fighters. Well, we'll just fire like that. Pow. Let's see if we can shut the weapon system offline. I do want to pull the fighters out, so I can instead be dealing with the... Drone Mark 1s, did we actually take any damage? No, we didn't, despite the fact that on the map it showed our boys getting lost. This is fine. Max out our commandos. Let's get a Piercer Laser Mark II, I should think. Or a Sub-Zero gun. Well, we have Weapons Effect Time Specialist. I like this. I'm going to take one of these. And a Sub-Zero gun. Because the Plasma Nuke takes too long to charge. And there. This is a much better complement of folk on my ship. Now then, local, anything else for us? Nope. Star map it is. And star map takes us to Town Navior. Where we run into some civilian business. Incoming message. Elsep Wengisnymir. Okay. Message is scrambled. Let's continue on. Maybe the message was a warning. I remember this scenario. I'm not losing 4 commandos for free. Now then. Anomaly to investigate. Strange electromagnetic activity, and we've got Captain Lynch. Our mechanics might be able to save the systems if we act quickly, but it will cost us. Ugh. 2 of our fighters are now in the yellow. Damn. Bad luck. Either way, Jujak next up. And another civilian encounter. Let's send the birds to investigate. Hole in the hull. Order the squadron back. Nothing to scrap, really. We've, again, run into that situation before. So far, we're keeping ahead of our fuel expenses, which is nice, and we run into a pirate. Very good. What do you have for us? A death threat. I don't appreciate death threats. Not a whole lot, no. And regardless, Boomer and that. I'm gonna actually put out one of the nano drones. There, I want to attack like that. Perfect. And we've got him surrounded in exactly the way I want it to be done. And so that these guys don't take any damage back, we will assault like so, and now we will move forward. Really. I am not very impressed with that. Okay, we're taking hull damage. I get it. Fine. Well, attack them, I guess. Perfect. Move to the other side. I refuse. We shall continue the attack. Piercer lasers are a problem for us, though. I don't appreciate them. And I don't appreciate the fact that our nano drones are wrecked. I like those things. But oh well. What do we have here? We don't have the right specialist for it. Pity. So we only get 32. And move on to Quaidon, which has a shipyard. And in that shipyard, hopefully we find some decent fighters and so on. Pre-shutdown message on a loop. We have affordable Omnis, purchase one today, I get it. Let's scavenge the Neo-N. Only the one. Bit unfortunate, really. And nothing to do but check out an anomaly. Ah, an Aki ship. Hilarious. Well, we don't much care for what he had to say, and, well, he didn't have much care for us either. So, without much pain, really, we're just gonna deal with it as it goes. Okay, he's stuck in a bit of an asteroid belt at the moment, which is fine, I suppose. Okay, let's go. Let's intercept him. Oh no, our battleship, it's under attack. I should have maybe stayed home. Okay. Cool. Get him disabled. Perfect. Now to the other side of the field we go. Beauty. Okay. Somewhat expected, honestly. Launching a fighter first, that's fine, and, okay. Okay, we managed to deal with it. Cool. Now to attack the squadron bay, because it's actually frightening us a bit. And without much further ado, we can quite easily take down this ship. Perfect. Several folk are vomiting and hallucinating in our ship. We really need a book-learning guy. We're close enough to a place where we can buy fuel. Okay, we lost to Neo-An, but hopefully we saved a bunch of our boys. And I don't like the double whammy that these sectors are throwing at us. Ejected cryopod again, however, and Mac, you're in perfect shape for this one. Let's go. We immediately find it, and we immediately get an officer. Perfect. Hopefully someone with erudition. Oh no, we actually lost somebody. Aside from that, very successful mission. Cool. Critical effect repair speed plus 200%. Oh, she's good. Still doesn't have really good skills. Or at least not a good coverage of skills. No matter. Pirate ship, incoming message. Ah, don't attack just yet. Send a specialist to rob the ship? Okay. I didn't read that quite fully, but okay, so we're infiltrating the ship. We found a bit of scrap, but not yet the mother lode. Pirates are closing in on her. Try door number 2. Wrong door. Nothing in here but various pirate torture devices. Well, we only get plus 23 scrap. Oh well. Let's visit a shop then. Well, first I want to get a bit of that. Yes, these I need to repair. I'm gonna repair everything. I'm gonna get a cruiser. 2 extra commandos. And 1 more fuel just to cover all my bases. Good. Now then, upgrades-wise, additional weapon docks, so that I can get the plasma nuke out on the field as well. And without further ado, I am going to head on to the sector boss. So what kind of Telos boy are we gonna be dealing with? Hi there! Admiral Idaho, as I live and breathe. You probably don't remember me, but I took a class of yours at the Academy. Comparative management techniques under duress. Great stuff. Never dreamed that one day you'd become an enemy of the Empire. My, how far you've fallen. I am not your enemy, Commander. I have died hundreds of times fighting for our Empire. Everyone on this ship has. Hundreds of times? Really? You know what? Save your words. Admiral Okonkwo said you'd try to talk your way out of this. Ah, well. You've been poisoned, my young Padawan. Truly you are a misfortunate one. Now then, do I have drones? I do indeed have drones. And a frigate. I think that is the best lineup we can have. And let's stall him right in his tracks. We have the big old laser attacking us, but oh well. Squadron Bay or weapons first? I'll go with Squadron Bay. Oh, wanting to directly attack our ship, are we? That's fine. Unfortunately, I want you to stay dead. Let's see if I can drive him past while the tractor beam is active. I cannot. Okay. Well, let's stall these guys out before they attack my frigate. Stall him out so that my frigate doesn't take more damage. We've lost that, though. Okay, cool. Right then. A pity. Okay. Back to hangar. Fighter escort, please. No. Escape. Oh, you stupid, stupid thing. Oh well, whatever. Okay, Oh, I see how it's gonna be. Fine then. I was hoping to keep him out of combat just a little bit longer, but I suppose I cannot do that. Other side of the map, if you please. We'll have the Magneto attack. Or I guess I can double team him. This should be okay. Okay, another Magneto coming onto the field. We can again continue the double teaming efforts. Keep him frozen so that he doesn't do much more damage to us than he absolutely needs to. And perfection. Both of you, I want you in the repair bay. Thank you. And instead, I'm going to pull out a longbow and a frigate. This should serve us much better. Okay, let's attack the drones before they become a problem. Perfect. Attack the weapons, and you attack the squadron bay. Now you can attack the squadron bay. Beautiful stuff. Again, the squadron bay, thank you. Both of you onto the weapons now. Very cool. And plus 538 scrap. Couple of wrecked stuff, but that's okay. Can't believe it, Oberon now wants to end what he took years to create, the last hope to save the Empire. It isn't Oberon who wants us dead, Lieutenant, it's Okonoquo. But why? He's also an Imperial. Well, true, an Imperial shouldn't rule the way that Okonoquo does, so he believes the NS Odysseus is a threat to his power. Well, he's right, that's exactly what we are. Now come on, we have some house cleaning to do. And I thought this cluster would be different from the others. Ah, but you see, you're in a video game. And so we move on to Sector 2. And in Sector 2, we're going to visit the shop, repair the couple of things that we need repaired. Fuel we're fine for. Upgrades-wise, however, I'd like some additional squadrons, please, and thanks. Maybe an additional weapon dock? Yeah, I'll do that. And additional hull structures we'll eventually invest in. Until then, I'll visit the shop and buy out as many extra commandos as I can, and we have 40 scrap left over. Extra navigation scanner? I don't think so. And this is where I leave the episode off. Story has spiced up a little bit, and I'm glad it has. Until next time, I have been Smastian. I'll be seeing you on a cosmic battlefield, and until then, I wish you all a good day.